Tamara says, "One day a week I can bear you, but now every day." Her husband asks for calm. Her husband's mother claps her hands and screams, "Son." Tamara gets up and says, "I can't believe it's her again." The mother-in-law sees Tamara and asks her to open the gate, because the sun was very hot, but Tamara pretends she doesn't see her and sits down again and says, "He didn't see her, he leaves her there in the sun," and the mother-in-law says, "It's not possible that she is not seeing me, she is facing me," and screams, "Tamara, open here." "Wow, it's not possible, will I have to walk home?" Paolo doesn't answer his cell phone and his mother-in-law says, "This is absurd, I'm going to sit down for a while, because I won't go." An hour later, Paolo yells, "Are lost again." Soon he picks up his cell phone and sees his mother's missed calls and calls her. Paolo's mother greets him and says, "Hey son, I can't believe you didn't see my calls. I've been in this hot sun for 2 hours and no one opens the gate. For God's sake, come open." And Paul asked, "Are you at the gate?" "I'm going there." Paolo gets up and asks Tamara, "Didn't you see my mother at the gate?" Tamara says, "Wow, I didn't see it," and Paolo says, "It looks like she's been waiting there for an hour," and Tamara says, "Poor thing." When she sees him out she says, "What a bag you saw, I'm really not lucky." Paolo opens the gate and says, "Mom." And she says, "Wow, I can't believe you showed up, I've been here for the longest time, I've already sat down." Tamara appeared at the door and Paolo says, "I think she must not have seen you," and the mother says, "She appeared at the door and as he wasn't going to see me," and Paolo says, "I was playing, that's why I didn't see." His mother says, "Wow. I just didn't leave, because there was no way I could go back," and Paolo says, "Let's go in and I'll talk to Tamara, she must not have seen you," and her mother says, "She saw, yes, there's no way she leaves there at the door and not me see here." Paul enters the house and says, "Love, my mother told me you saw her outside?" Tamara said, "Wow. I didn't see it, if I had seen it I would have gone there and opened it," and Paolo says, "See Mom, I told you that Tamara wouldn't do that." His mother replied, "No, no, and take advantage of the fact that I'm here, make us some coffee." Paolo asks Tamara and she says, "Loose." Tamara calls Paolo and he goes to Tamara and says, "Hi." Tamara says, "Paolo doesn't work like that, your mother came here yesterday, the day before yesterday, the day before yesterday, and she came today, and she's already asking for coffee. I'm tired, I also need to rest, you know, and I'll stay here serving her." Paolo says, "There's no such thing, she's my mother, but the way you're talking, you pretended you didn't see her, right?" And Tamara says, "No, I didn't pretend, do you really think I would do that?" Paolo says, "He wants me to tell the truth," and Tamara says, "I'm tired, every day she's here," and Paolo says, "So she'll listen," and Tamara says, "It's good that she really listens, I'm tired every day she's here and keeps asking me, keep serving her, I don't even serve my mother, I'm going to serve her mother-in-law." The mother-in-law listens and says, "Are you talking about me, Tamara?" Tamara says, "Yes, it's you I'm talking about." The mother-in-law gets up and asks what's going on. "What did I do? I just arrived?" Paolo said, "No Mom, it's not you we're talking about, no," and Tamara says, "Yes, it's her," and the mother-in-law says, "Am I bothering you?" Tamara replied, "I'm tired of you coming to my house every day, we need to have privacy, it's every day, one day a week until I can stand you, now every day," and Paolo says, "Tamara, calm down." Tamara says, "I'm not going to calm down, I'm tired, when was the last time we were alone in this house? Every day his mother shows up here," and Paolo says, "Is this an exaggeration?" and Tamara says, "Exaggeration? Ask her what was the day she left us alone." The mother-in-law says, "Wait, son. I do not understand? As far as I know, when you married that little wing there, you already had this house, so what I know is this house yours or not?" Tamara replied, "Yes, he already had this house, but now what is his is also mine and half of this house is also mine." Paolo says, Hey, I don't want to prolong this subject, this house is mine, you live with me, and we're married and that's alright, but my mother has as much right as you have." And Tamara says, After we're married, your family is me, and Paolo says, no, my mother comes first and Tamara is the following. If you don't want to accept my mother you can take your things and leave, no problem. And Tamara says, so if that's how I'm going, I won't even get my things later. I ask someone to come and get it and stay there with your mother, be happy. Paul said, I really stay with God. The mother says, then son, I didn't want to disturb your marriage. And Paolo says, that mother, it wasn't very good anymore and I will never accept someone doing this to you. I love you.